Hi, I'm Renny Hartman, and I'm going to discuss briefly the Red Queen that some of the panel members and contributors to Literary Gladiators had settled on for a group reading. We did one a little bit earlier. Was not a book I was crazy about either, but I think was better than this book. Actually, when we voted, I also voted for the Red Queen, and I did so because I was thinking that this was probably a take on the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland, the way they have done books from the wolf's point of view for Little Red Riding Hood and the Three Pigs. I actually read a book, when I was in a semi-book club while I was still teaching full-time in high school, I think called Ahab's Wife. So it was Ahab's wife's version of Moby Dick, and that was before I completely finished and read Moby Dick a summer ago. But I wasn't crazy about that either. And also, like the Red Queen, Ahab's Wife developed in a writing seminar. And I think that's also partly where the Red Queen comes from. The author says there's influence from Tolkien, Fellowship of the Rings, there's influence from the Arthur legend. I'm sure there's certainly influence from the TV Game of Thrones, but I don't think that it works very well. We are set in a feudal setting. We have two major castes, the Silvers and the Reds. They have different blood. They belong to different castes. The Silvers are the royals, the Reds are the workers. Life is not good for the Reds, life is perfect for the Silvers. And then we're going to see how Mare or Mary or whatever her name is brings them together. And I guess she will end up the Red Queen in the Silver Society, but I don't know. I won't get there. The book is not complete. There is a sequel, and evidently there's more than one sequel. So there's 5 perhaps of these. I was thinking perhaps this was better for teenagers or younger people. I'm not sure how that will work either. The main character is not exactly likable or concernable, or that you're really worried about what will happen to her or how she will get out of some of the scrapes that she's in. There are little cliffhangers, little picaresque deals from place to place that the main character has to find a way to get out of, and sometimes you're not always sure whether or not she will get out of them either, but you can figure, well, I have more of this book to read, so obviously she will get out of it in some way. I would not recommend the book. If I was asked to give it a number, I wouldn't even give it a number. The fact that it has been published and the fact that there are many more of them, and it must be in the bestsellers someplace along the line, kind of strikes me as upsetting. And I like to think that young people are reading. I like to think that books are selling, but that is not always true. And I just finished Zelda, which I read in the 70s, the biography of Zelda Sarah Fitzgerald, who was married to F. Scott Fitzgerald. And to hear what even she, who was just a high school graduate, had read, could make allusions to, understood what people were talking about, is amazing considering even what we have on the college level today. So I will sign off on the Red Queen and say that it would have been better if it was written from the Red Queen from Alice in Wonderland.